Have you seen this new trend where people are using other injection sites for their GLP-1s? If yes, this video is for you. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss journey, and hopefully you'll subscribe and come along for the ride. So I've been seeing this trend and it's really starting to hit this week. So I wanted to make a video about it, put up a couple of warnings, do a little bit of an explanation, and tell you a little bit about what's going on. Now, I want to start this out by saying, just in case you're new here, I am not a doctor. Please talk to your doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm just telling you what other people are doing. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about these new injection sites. So people have been commenting in the support groups that they are now utilizing the love handles area and also the inner thigh to do their GLP-1 injections. Now, for those of you who are new, there are 3 sites that are approved to use for GLP-1 medications. That is the top of the thigh, the back of the arm, and the stomach or torso area. And I'll be sure to put an image up there of the approved areas. So people are finding that as they lose weight, it becomes very challenging to utilize either the back of the arm or the top of the thigh, because those 2 areas have a tendency to thin out before your stomach area. Stomach is usually the last to go, which for many of us is extremely frustrating. And so, and many people can't do a torso injection because of the side effects. And by the way, if you're curious about injection sites and side effects, watch this.
Where you inject your Mounjaro might make it work better. If you don't know me, my name is Myra. I run Join Mochi, which is a telehealth obesity medicine practice. Okay. With GLP-1 medications, when you inject in the abdomen, arm, and thigh, on average, you have the same amount of bioavailability in your bloodstream. Meaning across multiple people, averaged together, the same amount is going to end up in your blood and you're going to have the same impact. However, if you look at the same person, some people have different bioavailability based on where they're injecting. So abdomen, arm, and thigh for the same person. You can see that some of these people had really high availability in their abdomen and really low in their arm, and then really high in their thigh, and also vice versa. Which is why some people will notice more weight loss or higher rates of side effects with certain injection sites. So if you are stalling, try rotating your injection site.
Okay, now we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. So now that we've learned a little bit about injection sites and how they differ and how there's different bioavailability for each site, and it varies from person to person, and the side effects from each site can be different from person to person, now we need to look at these unapproved sites. Why can't we just inject it anywhere where there's a little bit of pudge? Well, you run the risk of running into veins, which is always challenging when you're doing any kind of injection. Anyone who is on insulin will tell you that it can be challenging. So you want to avoid veins, right? Because that can lead to bruising, that can lead to, any number of issues or problems. So that's one of the main reasons why these companies have chosen the 3 approved sites. Now, why are people using unapproved sites? Well, because of how the medication is absorbed and bioavailability differs from location to location in your body to each person. There are many people who are claiming that they've been able to break a stall by using an unapproved location, that they have an increase in weight loss at an unapproved location, that it has jump-started things when they weren't previously having any weight loss. Now, all of this is subjective, right? We don't have any research on this. It's not science-based. It's just people doing willy-nilly whatever they want to do. And it's good to keep in the back of your mind that this is one of the main reasons why these pharmaceutical companies have not released the vials in the US. It's because two main reasons, one of which people have challenges with overdosing, which I have seen many, many times in the support groups when it comes to people who are on compound Tirzepatide or Semaglutide, and they don't get the dosing correct, they overdose themselves, and they end up in the ER. That's problematic. The second reason is because Americans tend to be more, stubborn, and we're going to do what we're going to do, which is why there are people who are using non-approved sites. Now, if this is something that you want to consider, I highly recommend that you talk to your doctor before you do it. Don't just go in and grab some love handle and do an injection. I don't recommend that, because there's a reason why they did these studies the way that they did. Now, could it be beneficial? We don't know. Right now, all we have is anecdotal information from a small group of people who have decided to test this out. And we're going to need to collect more information. Is this something that they may consider going forward and researching, on the pharmaceutical level? They may. Honestly, I think they've got their 3 sites and they know that they're good, and so they're just going to go, meh, we don't care. But they could very well start to research some other sites and test their bioavailability to see if they are a viable option. They may test these sites and use them for other medications that are going to be hitting the market, because we do have quite a few GLP-1 plus other types of medications that are going to be hitting the market in the next 2 to 3 years. And maybe they will choose to utilize one of these unapproved injection sites. So tell me in the comments down below, if you were stalled for 2 months, 3 months, and you were desperate, would you use an unapproved injection location to try to jumpstart your weight loss again? Or tell me in the comments if you plan to talk to your doctor about it because you're having side effects using the other locations and you'd like to try something new. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. Make sure you check out my other videos where I talk about the shortage, tips and tricks to help you on your health journey, recipes, and all sorts of fun stuff. If you haven't already, check out the link in the description box for my positive only support group. We'd love to have you. And as always, be kind, rewind.